Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. So after the last one, which is talking about all you have to do is decide. Yeah. The problem with that is a lot of people think they have decided and said yes. The problem is they don't really mean it. And God knows that. Yeah, so therefore he won't do anything about it because they're not serious. But that's why, to a certain degree, you have to understand. Yeah, what it means to give your life completely to God. Yeah, generally speaking, people don't understand that. And they think they have given their life to God. But then when you look closer at the life, you can see, or don't even need to look close really, you can see straight away they're making massive decisions themselves without going to God about it. Yeah. Yeah. But that's the point. Anyone who goes forward in a meeting, they think that they have said yes. But the ground wasn't right. Now, some of those people will come back in the future, say yes, and it will actually stick. It will be the right ground. But yeah, there's a lot of people who go forward in meetings that never bear any fruit, and that's because, yeah, they're not of God. Yeah. See, quite often, you have situations like recently, you had that situation in the colleges in America, where you had that sort of faith movement, where they call it a faith movement, where they were basically doing I think there's a whole 7-day service, weren't they? Where most of the people didn't get hardly any sleep. They were seeing things. They thought basically God was doing things which it wasn't, because they were so tired. You know, they were seeing things that weren't actually there a lot of times. And a lot of other people were going forward because other people were going forward. And that happens a lot in churches, in meetings. You go with someone, you're both unbelievers, your friend goes forward, quite often you go forward as well. But it doesn't mean that either of you necessarily are serious about it. You know, so, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why, you know, to me, and it's just a natural thing, but to me, I respect people that have been broken. I respect that because I know it was probably God who did that for a good reason, to bless that person. But that person went through something which was really hard to go through. And therefore that person is stronger because of that. I understand that. So therefore I respect those people that have gone through things. People that have never really gone through anything. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, in my understanding, just for human understanding, I don't think many of those are going to come to a point of sonship simply because of the fact that are they going to get to a point where they're willing to give everything to God? Yeah. Put it this way, it is a far easier thing to do to give everything to God when you have nothing. When you have so much, it's very difficult to give everything to God. So when you have been broken, or when you're in a position of being broken, it's very easy from that position to give everything to God. Well, because you know that whatever you do, you can't do anything about the situation, but God can. You start to understand that He can see the big picture, but you can't. He knows exactly what you need to do, but you don't. Someone who's not been broken, in most cases, they just don't see that. Because they've not been in a position. Anyone who's not been on their knees, really, well, basically on their face, crushed, broken. Yeah, whether it's a marriage, whether it's whatever it is. I said about in the previous video about my journey and about God saying to me about the shaking, making and breaking, and about if you think about the garden, digging up the garden to get the deep crap out, that's really going to hurt. And a lot of people won't go through that. No chance at all. They won't go for it. No. Well, it's quite sad actually. In one of the churches, the River Church I was in, there was a lady there who I didn't get on with her because I thought she was quite arrogant. She was the one who was heading the Tuesday night meeting and believed that God had appointed her to head it, even though she was doing a terrible job of it. But I could see in her, she's someone who has been broken. But she still seemed to be in the brokenness. And yeah, it's a shame that I couldn't help her in her situation, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, because as I say, people that have been in that situation of being broken, I can identify with. I can't identify with those who haven't. You know, so, yeah. But as I say, to give it all, you pretty much have to realise that God being in charge, you have no chance. But that's why I say people that have so much, they're in a position where they've made it. And certainly their mind is telling them they've made it. If they have a good husband, wife with lovely children, a lovely home, and at least one of them has a lovely job, and they can afford to live in that sort of situation and go on holidays, and they've got other family members nearby and stuff like that, then they are within the top 10% of people in the world, the top 10% of wealthiest people in the world. For those people, very, very difficult to hand it all over to God. Very, very difficult. So, yeah. Well, If you're in that situation, prove me wrong. But do it seriously. Do it with actual meaning, so that God will use what you're doing in a beautiful way and bring you into that relationship with Him. So, yeah. To those people that can give everything, God wants to be to you as He was to the Jews. He wants to be your God. To be leading you, guiding you, to be behind you, to be in front of you, protecting you, giving you the victories. But you need to give it all to Him. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.